Cheers to Connie's kids.
Yes.
Okay.
I like him to this day.
Me neither.
I mean, what happened that night from your perspective? Look where I'm at now. I just shot this thing, almost killed him. Why did y'all never come get me?
Yo, bro, I done had 1,000 summer league games. You ain't been in none of them.
Right. I owe you money. I owe you money. I owe you money. I owe you money. Right now to this day.
Yeah, I'm gonna need that, bro.
The same reason why I didn't tell my mother when it happened is the same reason why I didn't tell her when I did tell her.
I'm trying to get a starting spot on the team. Like, I can't get nobody home if I don't got no friends. Like, I don't really know nobody. I gotta run myself. Like, it was a lot. Like, coming from a place where I always had a big family.
I felt like Shane was the favorite, and nobody liked me. So I'm going outside.
Just to speak specifically on that dynamic, I carried that anger and abandonment all the way until I went to prison.
I'm not saying that, Mocha. I never said that. It's just the fact that
On the highway of life.
Mandatory that you pay your souls.
Okay, so I wanna steer the conversation in more of a positive light and speak on what our parents did teach us that helped us in, moving into adulthood.
So I'm gonna start, and like I said, basically when I was talking before, I feel like mommy was a hard worker. All I seen her do was work. I never seen her relaxing, taking a day off. Oh, I need a day, let me sleep in. It was always work for mommy. Whether it was work and on the books or if it was what she was doing, going play poker or whatever it was. She was always working, getting money. So I feel like that was just a positive on us as far as like to just work. And to do another thing, like I said, I remember us going out to eat every Friday, Olive Garden. I don't know how long it was, but it was months. Every Friday we went to Olive Garden. So that's something I try to do with my kids, no matter how busy I am. Whatever I'm doing, I try to take that time at least to do something with my kids. And that's all I like as far as not the serious stuff, but the good stuff. I remember her working, making sure she took us out to the park. We always was going to the park with Aunt Ellie and Ash and having sandwiches and stuff. Her and Aunt Ellie was probably over smoking blunts. We ain't never know. But we was always at that park, and every Friday, or I don't know if it was Fridays or Sundays, we was always at Olive Garden. And I remember Nate and Mommy always working.
So what did Nate specifically teach you?
Nate, I would say specifically taught me. I would say Mommy really taught me to be a hard worker. I really think Nate taught me to be like more family. Like we're family, Mommy's family, but Nate was just more like take care of your kids, love yourself, take care of yourself, protect yourself and things like that. And that's why I always loved Nate. I would call Nate before I even call Mommy if I had any problem because he's just easier to talk to because he's not going to say, I'm your father, this is what you should do, or da-da-da. He's going to give me this perspective of I'm a man too, and this is what men do.
Right.
So yeah, Nate taught me what a real man is, I could say. My husband, I would say I would want to be Nate. I feel like every man cheats, but I would never think in a million years that Nate would cheat on my mom. Nate took care of us. Like I said, it was 4 of us. It was 4.
I'll take a drink to that.
Okay.
I mean, like I said, I was always happy-go-lucky. I didn't see a lot of things. I didn't hear a lot of things, or I was oblivious to a lot of things because I thought everything was good. I could tell you one time where I remember one time in my life where Nate and my mom was arguing. Don't know what they was arguing about. I just know Nate slept on the couch for like 2 months.
Right.
I don't know what happened, what it was. I just know he was on the couch, so I know it was something, but I don't know what. But, yeah, like I said, me seeing Nate as he is, I would never think he would cheat on my mom, and I would want my husband to be like Nate. To accept my kids, to raise my kids as their own, to be a perfect father figure and the perfect husband to show Kayla what a husband is. Or whatever he didn't show me what he did. I didn't see it. And that's what I respect. Because dudes is going to be a dude. Like, but don't let the family see it. Don't let your kids see it. So that's what I respect. I don't expect to be with Taylor's father for the rest of my life and he not go do what he's going to do. Don't let me and my kids see it. And Nate never let me and my kids see none of that. I only seen love and respect from him. My point.
So you don't think that's like settling for less? Having to accept that a guy is gonna be a guy, like just as long as my family doesn't see it?
No, but I'm just saying, even if he's not gonna do whatever. But I'm just saying, in my point of view, as far as what I've seen, that's why I said Nate is my go-to as a man because I've never seen it. I never heard it or anything. I don't believe he's ever did it. So that's why I said Nate is like my like epitome of a whole man. Whether what you guys know or what you heard, Mommy, as far as I know, Mommy never heard it, seen it. Like I said, he slept on the couch for 2 months. It could have been because of another bitch. But I never seen it or heard it.
Okay. Charm, you wanna go next?
What was the question?
What did our parents teach you individually? What did Mommy teach you? What did they teach you?
I mean, Mommy.
You wanna come back to you? You wanna go, bro?
Just the positive aspect or just in
Yeah.
general?
Just let's talk about let's talk about what they did do for us. What lessons did they implement that helped you growing up and helped you in adulthood?
My biggest takeaway from our childhood, from both of them, was to show up. I guess like I don't really. The household is like the household type of shit, but for me, especially as a kid, when I say, like I said, I wanted my acceptance, my like that type of shit. Every game I had, they was there.
Right.
They got me to practice.
That's true.
I might have had to wait 3 hours.
Right.
I might have had to wait, like, you feel me?
Woo, got cornered that ride home. I ain't gonna lie.
But regardless, it didn't matter. Like when we lived in Fishkill, it didn't matter if we played in Poughkeepsie. It didn't matter if we played in Florida.
What the mother?
They was gonna be the 2 loudest niggas in the crowd. It was gonna be them versus 1,000 people, and they always was gonna be louder.
Right.
So today, when I'm home, I'm at all of my kids' practices.
Right.
I don't leave. I stay. You got a game, I'm there. Because I know what it meant for me, especially not having my father there.
Right.
Like, but they, whatever shortcomings they may have had, whatever the case may be, they was always there. It didn't matter what game it was, they was there for all of us.
Mm-hmm.
And that was my biggest takeaway from how they was. I know they was there.
Right.
And it means something for me. Like, that was special for me.
Is there anything else you can think of?
Shit.
Did Nate teach you anything specifically about being a man?
Nah. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have made it in terms of basketball. He taught me damn near everything I know about basketball. Even though,
That's true. That's true.
6'9" like to try to take the credit. That's a dub. If it wasn't for Nate, I wouldn't. Like, I learned he was my coach.
Mm-hmm.
Whether I liked it or not, he was.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then he became a ref, so I learned the rules. And different, like, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have been successful in sports.
Okay. What you last?
So for me, I feel like our parents may have realized some of their like shortcomings.
By the time it got to you.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though me and mommy, like our conversations wasn't well, she used to always talk to me like about like being more vocal and talking and like saying what I feel and things of that nature when I got older. Mommy always told me to just always work hard, give your best effort, and to never like count yourself out. So, see what else. She always tried to talk to me about how I treated women, because I also have a lot of sisters.
So he was blessed.
I didn't get that part.
You was blessed. I ain't gonna lie.
Well, my mom and my dad both talked to me about that. So, just mostly my mom. She really talked to me because, like, I like a lot like Shan. I was very like I didn't talk much. Like when I was younger, I did. But when I got older, I kind of just I started like bottling everything up, and I didn't speak that much. So she used to always say like I could see your like wheels moving, but you're not saying that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, right. So she used to get on me about that. Also about school and also treating people well, like not just people that look like us or have the same things as us, but just my mom used to always tell me like you never know who you might go and have an interview for, and they might be your boss. So
Right.
it's like when you're in school and when you're everything, just have respect for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Just be like a little self-conscious. My dad to never quit, never let me quit anything at all. Just to have pride in yourself, who you are, where you come from. Love for your family. Just try to be overall a good person. Don't. They've been both, you know. They didn't like if people lied or if they stole from them. They're both big on that. What else? My dad more tried to teach me like life lessons as far as like growing up and like not so much in the moment, but like after. Like we'll have a conversation and he'll kind of like give me some perspective on things and things of that nature.
Like
so,
let you bump your head. And
yeah,
tell
he
you
lets me.
about
You know
it.
what I'm saying? He'll let me do my thing because a lot of times I don't really want to listen to anybody anyway. So kind of got to go through. I got to go through it first. But man, just to be open-minded and never think that you're the smartest person in the room. Like you can learn something from everybody that's around you. That and mommy told me to never run, never run towards the brawl out.
Oh my God.
So, you ready to go, Sharm, or you want me to go first?
Oh, I have one question for him,
Go
man.
ahead.
To piggy, like, when you talk to have pride in yourself, right? And that's what he taught you. How? What did that look like for you? Because he may have tried to instill that in us that I may have missed.
Or took it a different way?
Yeah.
Right. Just things like, for one, it all started with never quitting. We never let any of us quit anything. And I feel like that right there is pride based. You know what I'm saying? So
If I start,
Okay.
I'm going to finish.
right. You know what I'm saying? That and what you say again, my lord?
No, I'm just trying to
What was
understand.
your question?
So when you say he taught you how to have pride in yourself, I want to know
Well, more
like
for
what he did that's what you took from it.
Alright, so like I said, never quitting, and he always like. I know you guys like had a little resentment or whatever you guys were going on when you was younger, but I didn't really have that. I looked at you guys as a standard. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Instead of like somebody to compete with because we had the gap. These were the standards. So it's like you can go here, you can go there. It's all up to what you want to do. Are you gonna put the work in, or are you gonna be lazy, or are you gonna, you know what I'm saying? Because my dad tells me all the time, you only gonna get out what you put in.
Yeah.
And nothing in life comes for free.
Right.
So
Okay.
Sharm?
As far as mommy, I learned responsibility, to be family oriented, I think I'm the only. I'll be the first one to do a group message like, "Hey y'all want to do this?" Or, you know,
right.
I try to get everybody together.
You definitely coordinate all the Mother's Day gifts. That's a fact.
Because that's
is a
on my
fact.
list. Okay. Just to put your family first, always. As far as Nate, Nate told me about them birds and them bees first, boy. That conversation, I was like,
I'll never forget one day I was my dad, he had not here to tell you, he like, no ring, no ding-a-ling.
yes, he was so blunt with everything.
Yeah.
It was so
Definitely
blunt
very
with
blunt.
everything,
Very
conversations
blunt,
with
very
him.
blunt.
I was like, my mom didn't have this conversation with me, so why are you having this conversation? It was kind of awkward, but it was needed. It was a little too late because I think I was pregnant at that time already.
Right.
But he did a lot for me. Like, he definitely brought a couple things to perspective as far as men. Nate, yeah.
Well, what
Yeah.
did he teach you about, man?
Just to know this is what it is, and that's it. Don't let them sugarcoat it. They come to get that tuka, and that's it. And this is what it is. And I'm the same way with Shy. Like, from when Shy was like, what, 13? Listen, this is what it is. She was like, oh my gosh, Mom, like, why you gotta say it like that? Papa said it to me like this.
Right, they coming to get that tuka.
Yeah. This is all they want. You don't want a bump on your mouth. Nate said it to me like that, and I say it to Shar like that, because when Nate said it to me, I just was like, what the fuck? Why you ain't say nice, like the birds and the bees? Like,
Right.
I thought you was gonna say the birds and the bees, not coochie and dick. Like, but he really said it out to the point I was like, okay. As far as, I wouldn't say looking for a man, but as far as me in relationships, he definitely called it on. When I tell you, Nate will tell you before you even realize it in your head, yeah, he not for you. Yeah, no, this. I be like, give him a chance.
Right.
You know. But yes, he definitely, as far as men in my life, he definitely called a lot of things before my eyes even, or it mentally like clicked for me. And just what to even, not really look for in a man, just to know what I deserved as far as a man in a relationship. So that was key for me with Nate.
And with mommy, it was the responsibility.
Responsibility, family, just to be a hard worker and just put your best foot forward. And it is what it is. Whatever happens, happens.
Right. All right, well, so I always felt like, first off with Nate, everything that I learned from Nate, because we didn't really talk much, was me just watching him. He protected us. Nobody could touch his kids. You couldn't disrespect his kids. None of that. When it came to the people that he loved, no, none of that. I headbutt you. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how he was. Like, that was one of the first lessons I learned from him. And I think that's why I'm kind of such a protector myself. And then one of the biggest lessons I learned from Nate was being in a relationship. I lived in the house just as long as Lassie did. So I heard way more arguments than you guys probably did. And he was always not the aggressor. Always kept his cool. Well, babe, you know, mommy, what the fuck, Nate? You know what I'm saying?
I done blow his top a few times, but you know what I'm saying?
Right, every once in a while, you know, if he blew his top, mommy's bugging, like, she's whack. Because he always kept his cool. Well, babe, you gotta, all right, babe, just, you know what I'm saying? And it was a positive for me because I've never had that many relationships. Like, it was just Tierra, Christina, like, that's it. So when I commit to something, I commit to that shit because of what I see growing up. They went through the shit that they went through, but they never let it fold them. They worked through it. However they worked through it, not saying I actively seen it, but I seen them work through it because they were good 2-3 weeks later. So that's why, you know, that's why I take relationships so seriously. and I don't bring people around us like that. If I do, it's because I fuck with them, and this is a long-term thing. Whatever we go through, I'm going to try to work through this because I'm emulating what I've seen. Never actually told me how to do it, but this is what I seen growing up. It was mommy, Nate. Now the situations that they went through, that's up for debate. Because there was a couple times there where I'm like, oh, what the fuck is going on here? Like, and it seems a little, being an adult now, looking back, it's like, that might have been something.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But they never, they're not
Right.
going to tell us about that. Maybe now, but.
Look, with a whole nother lady for a while. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
I think
when
I'm
they was
moving up
disconnected,
too.
when I was disconnected?
Yeah. I called.
That was one of the times that I was talking about. When me and Doug was disconnected with my mom, and Nate was. I'm like,
He was in Newburgh.
this is not something that I don't.
Was in Newburgh.
Where the hell is he
Some
at?
lady
Where
named
was that?
Kelly, and I was looking at her.
He was in
like,
Florida.
Oh,
Yeah,
That was
see?
that was before they went to Ohio.
like,
Yeah.
My dad used to be like, nah, what you talking? Get this lady out of here. Where's my mother?
I know it's so crazy
But-
because mommy.
Hold on, let me finish my point. So as far as like, that's what Nate really taught me: being a protector and being committed to situations, relationship wise. That's the biggest thing I took from him. And as far as mommy, like it's like everybody else. Like, mommy's a hustler. Like, no matter which way she gotta get it, she gonna get it.
She gonna figure it out.
Period. Like, I'm gonna figure this shit out. Like, whether I got a hook, crook, steal, whatever, like,
Right.
it's gonna happen. Like, I'm gonna make it happen. So, I think I embodied that probably the most. Like, I don't give a fuck what the fuck, nigga. I robbed this nigga. Like, something gotta happen. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, something gotta happen so I can make something happen. And that's kind of how I look for women now. Like, you gotta be able to go get to something. Like, whatever way you do it, I don't care if you scamming, if you working, if you whatever, you gotta be able to go get to something because, when I had wanted to propose to Tierra at one point when I was locked up, she had proposed to me, and I had said yeah, but then I wanted to do it the traditional way, and I had called home, and I talked to Nate, and I'm like, yo, you in the house? He was like, yeah. I'm like, yo, go outside in the car. I'm gonna talk to you. This is the first time we really had talked as like men. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yo, what made you know that you wanted to marry my mom? Like what made you feel like? And he was like, yo, the first thing he said was like, honestly, basically, I mean, not in these words, but like, your mom get to it. She gonna make shit happen. She's a great partner. If I can't make it happen, Connie's gonna make it happen. And I respected her so much for that. You know what I'm saying? That was the first, he said other things, but that was the first thing that he said. And it's like, watching my mom, like, do the things that she did, it basically gave me an example of the type of woman that I would go after. Like, you gotta be able to get to something. If you can't, like, I can't, there's nothing wrong with a housewife. I can't do a housewife. You gotta be a business partner. You gotta get up and go, nah, babe, we could take this money and do that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I look for. That hits me in my heart. Like, that will solidify you with me. So, like, that was kind of what I took from mommy. Like, being a hard worker, and then, the overall embodiment of what a woman could be in that space. Like, that's kind of what I took from her. So, like, moving, I thought, boy.
Somebody else broke, lady.
But, kind of how I wanted to, transition the rest of this conversation. I being that we're speaking about childhood and stuff, like, what things, matter of fact, this is how I'm gonna frame it. I got something I want to ask you. And it's not like that. It's not like that. It's just, what I wanted to talk about was, like, childhood traumas. Because I've been through stuff that none of you guys know. And I assume that you guys have been through things that I don't know. And it shaped you. So for you specifically, Charmaine, I know we probably all remember this except for Lassie, when we lived on South Cherry Street.
South Cherry,
The
facts.
Crook House.
And that man broke
Crook
into the
House.
house.
Try to get her.
I've never heard you speak about it, but I know that it played a part in shaping who you are and how you moved in the world. Like, I don't even know specifically what happened that night. I really don't to this day. and I was, how old were we? 6, 7, 5?
I think I was in 7th grade.
Yeah.
We were so
Like,
young.
Like 5th
We was
grade.
in like Clinton. That was like
About to
third
go
grade.
up. I was in
But
5th grade.
we were so young, like, but I just remember it happening, and then I remember hearing bits and parts of the stories because they don't talk to us.
That's what I said. It
So we
happened
didn't
and then it
know.
went away.
Right, it happened, and they, I'll kill you, and then that was it. Like the next, we went to school the next morning. Like,
Right, we
remember
sure
Doug?
3
hours later.
We definitely
Yo.
went, and we walked to school. It was only right
First
around
day
the
of
corner,
school.
but
Yeah,
It was the first day of school.
yeah,
we
The next
definitely
day-
walked
yeah.
to school that next
yeah,
day. Like,
yeah,
But wait, you were there?
Yeah, I lived with you guys at the time.
yeah.
Was
in
you?
the house.
Yeah, and the reason I was already up, I was so fucking hyped. I slept in my clothes. The reason why I didn't get up when I heard the scream because I had my clothes on already. I was getting my ass whooped. Cookhouse.
yeah, the cookhouse.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I remember that. I remember it so vividly because, like, after, you know, it was like a, you know, everybody was just kind of up. And I remember me and Doug, like, yeah, we ain't going to have to go to school.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
you know what I'm saying? And they like,
Oh,
nah,
he
get
was.
dressed for school.
Right?
You know what I'm
And
saying? But it was
we
like,
were so scared walking to school that morning. We didn't even want to walk to school. We walking like that.
but it was just, it was such a major event in your history. And it's like, I've never heard you speak about it. Like, I don't know what happened that night. And I want to know.
Right.
So I can understand.
I don't know nothing about this.
Yeah, you were too young to remember that.
I don't even think he was born.
That's why I
Nah,
said,
he was
wasn't
born.
Sean even
He was
here?
born.
He was born. Hell yeah.
Yeah, because he
He
had
was
the
born.
basketball.
Because that was that was
Remember
prior
basketball?
to or I'm sorry, that was after.
That's when Jaleisha
Like-
and Aunt Krista was throwing the sausages at Nate's car.
What?
I don't know about that.
Me neither.
I don't know about that either.
Right.
Remember this?
I just know this
he
is after
was throwing
Warren
fucking
school, so I
sausages
know
or
he
something
was
on
there.
his car.
Because I was in Clinton.
But yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So Sean,
I mean, what happened that night from your perspective? Do you not want to talk about it?
I mean, the man came through the window. I don't know. I think we were clipping the coupons with mommy.
no,
That
we
night-
was on. Yeah,
No,
I knew.
that
Yeah,
Everybody
day-
was, everybody was
Yeah.
asleep.
Yeah, but that day, in the
We was
afternoon,
clipping coupons.
we were
Somebody
clipping
opened up that back
coupons.
window.
and we never shut the window back down all the way. And
That black man.
the landlord came in, and I think it was 2 other men came in through the window, and you know my room was off the kitchen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So-
in the back.
I forgot I was sleeping on the floor with I think Nikki,
Mm-hmm. Nikki was there.
and
yeah.
I was waking up to a man standing over me, and I thought I was dreaming. I really thought I was dreaming. I didn't know what the hell was going on, but I remember this man from earlier looking in the window because they came to so-called fix something.
Mm-hmm.
It was just a fix
So, long story short, he basically tried to molest me, and Nikki woke up, and when Nikki woke up, it kind of scared him, so he was trying to like put the covers back over me and run out.
Mm-hmm.
So when Nikki woke up, I had enough little bit of courage to just scream because I was so scared.
Right.
And when I started screaming, that's when they all
So I woke
ran
up.
down the hallway and went back out the window.
So it was 3 of them?
It was the landlord.
So,
It was 3
I
because,
remember one ran past my room.
yeah, I don't know where he was in the front of the house. I don't know what he was doing up there. I think it was only our bedrooms up there.
Yeah. And
Yeah, it was
mommy
mommy's and Nate in
bedroom,
bedroom.
Yeah.
He was probably making sure
Yeah.
they wasn't waking up because I remember one ran past my door.
Yeah,
when you
'cause yours was
screamed
out
or
there.
whatever happened and I woke up, somebody ran past my door.
Yeah, but it was, what was the black man name?
We're not gonna do names.
Well,
Right.
the landlord and the 2 men that was there, they all 3 of them, they just ran out, and then by the time we called the
Everybody
cops
woke up.
and nothing happened.
Right. So I mean, how did that? How old were you?
I think I was in 6th grade,
No.
7th grade.
I was in
You had to
third.
be older than that.
I was in third. You had to be at least
No,
7.
I was in 5th. I was in 5th grade because I was in
Oh,
middle
I
school.
was in-
Sean was in the.
Sixth.
Fifth
I was in
grade is not
6th.
middle
Yeah.
First little 5th
Sixth or
grade ain't
seventh
middle
grade.
school.
I meant elementary. Yeah, I was in elementary.
You wasn't.
I wasn't walking with her to school. No, I was in. Nope, I was in 6th grade because I
Yes.
walked when we
You
walked
had
to
to.
school.
I was because
We
I was in
walked to-
third.
I was in
and I was
sixth
in
grade.
Clinton.
School.
I was in 6th grade
We were
because
all
we
in
walked.
elementary. I know
that
that.
way.
Second
to
grade,
school.
second grade. We were on Virginia Ave.
Yep, I was in 6th.
Third grade, I still went to
we
Clinton,
walked
but
out and
we was on
walked-
South Cherry.
We were in middle school. I was in middle
I
school.
hated walking to school with y'all.
So like, how did that affect you at that age? Did you like bury it, or did it?
I mean, I didn't have no choice. It's not like anything happened to him. So it was, you bury it and bury it deep.
Right. But when did it, like, eventually I mean, I'd imagine that it had to resurface at some point. Or,
It does all the
or
time.
torment still to this day. So you still haven't fully processed it then.
No. I still can't sleep with my back to the door. Like now, I think more before I fall asleep. I have to have I can't sleep with my back towards the door. I have to see all exits.
Right.
It bothers me to this day. I still haven't been able to deal with it. And that was, 6th, 7th grade?
That was a very long time ago.
Yeah, because I'm old.
We're all old.
Well, I'm a lot older. But, yeah, you would think after all the years, it kind of...
But that was something that I've always thought about recently. You know, just like, I remember that moment, but then it was never nothing after that. Like, it was just,
Yeah.
life is normal.
I still see him sometimes. And he always, hey, baby.
Who?
Who? The landlord?
We'll talk about that off camera. We ain't gonna do all that. So,
delete that part out.
Cut it.
Mother. But I appreciate you for sharing though and being able to talk
Absolutely.
about
I
it
know that
because
shit. That was hard.
because like that was like, you know, I've been thinking about that for
I didn't know y'all
a
really
while now.
even remember that.
What?
I thought y'all was way too young.
No, we remember a lot. We remember a lot. So does anybody else have anything that they want to share, like that any childhood trauma that you've been through that we might not know about, or all of us might not know about?